All right, Shalom Hebrews. Shalom Hebrews. This is Israel being Israel for the Israelite Brotherhood. And man, I think, you Hebrews done grown enough, the ones that's been studying with me, to understand this. This is something real serious. And I feel like, that everybody deserves to know this, because this gonna really help your Hebrew heritage and your strength in the Creator once you get an understanding of this. Okay, Hebrews, we abandon our heritage to some dragons. The dragons in the Bible, they got our heritage. The dragons got us. And the dragon ultimate game is to turn everything and everybody into hybrids. Hybrids, half animals, half humans. That's the ultimate goal. That's basically what the word Semitic is going to be, the slick word for hybrid too, half and half. You see what I'm saying? And the dragons got us. And the dragons is mentioned in the Bible, and the Creator even let you know that the dragons are our enemy. You know what I'm saying? And let me establish a little bit of who the dragons is, so when you see in the Bible, you'll understand what's going on. You see, information is available now because they finna lose everything, and we supposed to be able to see what's going on. And you only gonna see what's going on is if you're not using Jewish history to explain Hebrew Israelite history, because you ain't gonna get no truth in Jewish history about your heritage or what's going on, because the Jews are the people that we abandon our heritage to from Babylon. Yes, that's them. That's them. That's them right there. That's them. That's them in the Bible. And they come from Babylon, and they was Amorites. The Amorites was placed back in our land when we abandoned our heritage. When we abandoned our heritage for some Egyptian religion, it was some people from Babylon, the scribes of Babylon, the people who are responsible for the whole Babylonian history. Murdoch, Norgal and Norajal and all the gods of Babylon, Nabu, all them, the Sepharvims are responsible for their history, and they was placed in Samaria in 722 BC. And I got a bunch of videos. Matter of fact, all the videos is gonna talk about that. But look, let's listen to what these folks got to say. You see what I'm saying? It's very important that sometimes you Hebrews get confirmation from the beast in order to know that it's true. You see what I'm saying? And that's awful, but check this out.
The Amorites, as I mentioned, dominated the ancient Near East, the Fertile Crescent, from the time of Abraham until the time of the sojourn. The Amorites founded Babylon, which became a symbol of forbidden occult religious practices from the time of Moses until the end of time. John said that
and the
Amorites, world occult religion will be Mystery Babylon.
And the Amorites are the founder of that dragon. You see what I'm saying? That dragon is their symbol, and that dragon is a hybrid. That dragon is a hybrid. It got some bird legs. It got some lion paws. You know what I'm saying? It's mixed with the fruit animals, and that's their ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to mix everything and to make everybody into hybrids, so they can control. And then you be they. You know what I'm saying? They be your god. That's what they trying to do. Look, check this out.
Formerly also read as Sirasu Sirash, is a creature depicted on the reconstructed Ishtar Gate of the city of Babylon, dating to the 6th century BC. As depicted, it is a mythological hybrid. A scaly dragon with hind legs resembling the talons of an eagle.
Look, and even the Scythians involved with them. That's Ashkenazi. That's Ashkenazi involved with them.
And a crest. The form must
Look, that's Ashkenazi involved with them. But we already know that Ashkenazi took Chaldea over and made up the Chaldean army, and the Chaldeans were Babylonians. So we know that. I got plenty videos explaining that. But this is what I'm trying to show the Hebrews is that the dragon people that's mentioned in the Bible, the dragon, the serpent, are the Babylonian scribes, the people who we abandon our heritage to. Yeah, it's awful. Like this.
Around 1900 BC, a group of Semites, Canaanites called the Amorites, had managed to gain control of most of the Mesopotamian region.
Man, it is awful. Look here, I don't have to read the whole thing, but if you go to Deuteronomy, now we already know what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah and how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of its wickedness. And we understand Sodom and Gomorrah to be the lesbian in the gay camp. But guess what? The hybrids was there too. You see what I'm saying? They had the hybrids there. And what was left over from the hybrids is going to be Og and them Amorites that we had left Egypt with Prophet Moses and Joshua going into the promised land to destroy. Them was some hybrids. Them was the hybrids that was mixed with the Nephilims and Raphilims. And the Nephilims gonna be Cain descendants. And Cain descendants supposed to have mixed with the fallen angelic beings and so forth. I'm gonna probably try to go into that history too. But if you read this, the Song of Moses, and Moses will tell you, about our enemy, and then he'll tell you how our father Jacob, the Creator rescued him, and how he was, doing bad, and the Creator come up on him and rescue him. And then as you go down, he'll tell you how soon as people get on their feet and get good, and the Creator and them blessed them and then gave them everything, and then how they get fat and start kicking and bucking and don't want to do the Creator's will no more. You see like this. But Joshurum waxed fat and kick. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Yah, which made him, and highly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Okay, that's what happened to the Canaanites and the Amorites. The Amorites, the dragon peoples, man, before they mixed with them Nephilims and them Raphilims, they had a covenant with the Creator, and the Creator saved them. You see, because old Canaan and the Amorite and then mix with the Hittites, and they'll try to trick you and make you think that the Hittites were the descendant from Heth, the son of Canaan. But that ain't what we wrote, and that's not true. The Hittites gonna be mostly from them Nephilims and them Raphilims, and that's gonna be their descendants. And I got videos explaining that. Okay, but this is what I'm trying to show is that them dragons, the dragon peoples that got our heritage, we already had Prophet Moses and them was telling us into code. I guess we had to go through what we been going through in order to get to this level, because our people in the past, if they wasn't the prophets and so forth, they probably didn't have no understanding of our enemies, because we were so blinded by love. We'll mix up and get up with anybody and be friends with everybody, no matter who they is, beast and all. We don't care. We just want to be your friend. Forget what the Creator say, and that's what's been destroying us the whole time, and that's what destroyed us in the past, because those people who we want to be friends with got a bad heritage, and a heritage that you ain't supposed to mix up with, because they ultimate goal is to be hybrids and animals. That's why come we call them beasts too. I had said in the other videos that we call them beasts because they come up out the mountains, man, up out the Caucasus Mountain with animal skins on and stuff, and didn't have no education when they settled in Syria. But it's some of those folk nature is really beastly like. And anytime you want to create some hybrids and take the creation out of what the Creator created, then sure enough you a beast. And that's what they is too. So I guess we had them right. But if you read here what Prophet Moses said, like as I said, when the folks get fat And the Creator done hooked them up, and then how they turn wicked. All right, then let's go to Ezekiel so I can establish this a minute about the Amorites also. All right, shalom, Hebrews. Israel been Israel for the Israelite brotherhood. Israel been Israel for the Israelite brotherhood. Okay. All right, Ezekiel 16. Alright, if you go to Ezekiel 16, and you'll see it says, "And the word of the Elohim came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abomination, and say, This saith the Elohim Yah unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother a Hittite. And as for thy nativity in the day that thou was born, thy navel was not cut, neither was thy wash in water to supply thee. Thou was not salted at all, nor swallowed at all. None I pitied thee to do any of these things unto thee, to have compassion upon thee. But thou was cast out in the open field to the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born." And you see, that might be another reason why them Amorite, Kenite descendants hate being humans, because that they was rejected when they was first born, and they had Tesseract, and they parents threw them out. You see, they gonna be albinos, and then they parents threw them out. You see, so that's gonna make them not want to be humans, and not want to be, feeling right, and that can motivate them to want to create hybrids, since they come out as kind of like one. So that could be what's driving them folks to be mixing everything, and push a mixed agenda from the fruits all the way to mixing the animals. And I'm going to prove this too. And those are the dragons. Them the people that got our heritage. These people right here that once had a covenant, but they turned wicked, and the Creator told us to get rid of them, but we didn't, and we got destroyed by them, and we're in the conditions that we are today because of the system that they got set up around us. All right, and those are the dragon peoples. All right, none I pity thee to do compassion upon thee, to have compassion upon thee, but thou was cast out in the open field to the loathing of thy person in the day that thou was born. And when I passed by thee and saw thee polluted in thine own blood, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. Yeah, I said unto thee, when thou was in thy blood, live. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. That's the same as when, when Prophet Moses said that when you get fat and the Creator done hooked you up, that's when most folks turn their backs on the Creator. And thou art come to excellent ornament, thy breasts are fashioned, and then hair is grown, whereas thou was naked and bare. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, and behold, that time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over thee and covered thee nakedness. Yeah, I swear unto thee and treat and entered into a covenant with thee, said the Elohim of Yah, and thou becometh mine. You see, so the Creator done saved them, and the covenant ain't nothing but a culture, with everything. He done gave you the reading, the writings, the mathematics. He done gave you everything, science and all that. Well, them folks took that science that the Creator gave them and turned it into wickedness, and then they kind of like mocking the Creator by wanting to create hybrids, like they, become a god themselves, and it's kind of what Prophet Moses said about our enemies when you get to Deuteronomy 32. Let me show you this, man. All this come together when you understand the people we dealing with. Okay, as I was reading right here, and then you know what I'm saying, you get on 32, and then the Creator get to talking about how we turn. Moses was making the prophecy of how we would turn wicked on the Creator and forsake the Creator, and how we sacrifice to devils, and show enough how we do that to the people that's in the churches and in the institutions that our captors created. See, they provoke him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoke they him to anger. They sacrifice unto devils, not to Yah, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that come newly up, whom your fathers feared not. And sure enough, if Jesus, or whatever equivalent name you want to call him, Yawashi, it sure enough a new God, supposed to be a God's son that our ancestors didn't know nothing about. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses ain't never spoke of or mentioned a God's son, or and telling us to look for a God's son to be saved. So all that we got in the slavery days, and that we got by our captors and our oppressors while we was in under oppression on the plantations. All right. So we do all this. The rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Yah that formed thee. And when the Elohim saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from thee, from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a forward generation, children in whom is no faith. And sure enough, that's been us the whole time. Because if we had faith in the Creator, then our captivity wouldn't have never came about. Our heritage wouldn't have never fell into the dragon's hands. Our heritage wouldn't have never fell into the dragon's hands. All right. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not Yah. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Come out these regular white folks, probably that ain't Jewish, that don't understand what's going on, but that's being used as a tool by the system, by the Babylonian scribes that created this system. All right. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischief upon them, and I will spend my arrows upon them, and they shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. And that was the description of those people from Babylon that we abandon our heritage to. The people that we abandon our heritage to, that's awful. And we abandon our heritage, to them folks. And that's that dragon. That's that dragon. That's them. That's that dragon right there. That's that dragon. That's that dragon right there. We abandon our heritage. It's a hybrid, and you finna see that name in the Bible, and you finna see that name associated with our enemy, and that's the folks that we abandon our heritage to. This is where they come from, and they're responsible for that. They're responsible for that dragon, and they created his history, and they created his meanings, and they was the functioning of it. Everything that dragon stood for is what them Sephardim stood for, and that could be seen today with everything being turned into hybrids. They turning hybrids into everything. Everything is being turned into a hybrid. Y'all, I'm gonna show this, but them folks come from Sipper. Them folks come from Sipper, and them with some Babylonian scribes. All right, let me read this, and then we're gonna see, about them dragons. Look, you see this say Amorites. Amorites. Look, you see that dragon in that lion. That lion is Norjal. When some of you Hebrews be saying, the conquering lion of Judah, and then you be seeing the Jews promoting that lion and stuff, they talking about the lion of Norjal. Because we abandoned our heritage to them, and they was Amorites, and they was from Jerusalem prior to even coming back to the promised land, because the people in Babylon, the Amorites founded Babylon, and they was placed in our land. I'm going to show that. too. And that's them. That's them. Them Amorites. Okay. Alright. Now this is what Prophet Moses said in his Psalms. I will heap mischief upon them, and I will spin mine arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat. And devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents, of the dust. The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin. You know what I'm saying? The young man and the virgin. Man, the young man and the virgin, and the suckling, and the man with the gray hair, the young, the baby, and the old. You know that they gonna lay pure oppression on everybody and destroy everybody. And that's how it was with us in the slavery days. They ain't care how old you was. You didn't get no retirement, from picking cotton and stuff. And they, worked them folks to death, young and old. That they barred none. And it's been like that today. How the system, we don't care who we is, that we get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Look at Bill Cosby. How they done got him here, old man, and they punishing him for something that he supposed to have did 20 and 30 years ago. And how they done sent him on to jail. So they show you that they don't have no respect for the old or the young. Look at all these little young brothers be getting it, coming up short, fooling with this Babylonian system, and how they got it designed. All right. I said I will scatter them into corners, and I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feel the wrath of the enemy? You see that word enemy? Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Elohim had not done all this. You see, all the troubles that we in was kind of prophesized because the Creator knew, in a sense, that we wouldn't go in there and hold the land down like we were supposed to. We were supposed to hold the land down, and we didn't. And us not holding the land down, man, allowed them Amorites to come back, man, and get their land back. All right. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Elohim had not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel, and neither is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, and that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. That's what the Creator is saying about us too, and about them enemies. For they are a nation void of counsel, and neither is there any understanding in them. Oh that they was wise, that they understood this, and that they would consider their latter end. Talking about the beast. Now, how should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had not? How should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock had sold them, and the Elohim had shut them up? And that's what happened to us. How them 3 or 4, devils that held all them slaves down on the plantation gonna be able to hold them down unless the Creator was against us. And the same with capturing us and bringing us from Africa and stuff. Them little free people that gathered us, we should have been able to knock them out, but the Creator was against us. For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. See, he's telling you that them was the Amorites right there. If you see that right there, and if you understand that, that's the dragon right there. Them the dragon people right there. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. He's talking about our enemies, and we know the Amorites are the founders of Sodom and Gomorrah. And sure enough, that's where the giants, Og, and the other people that we supposed to have got up with up on Exodus, they gonna be kin to them folks. They Amorites too, and them gonna be the hybrids. You see what I'm saying? Them gonna be the hybrids. let me see. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying their wealth and everything that is associated with them in the vineyards, selling grapes and things like that associated with that was the wealth back in the land. And that's what they did commerce with with the grapes was real important, because we made wine and a whole bunch of stuff dealing with the grapes. But he's saying that they is bitter. Their wealth is bitter and ain't no good. Their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of apes. You see that word dragon? You see that word dragon right there? That's them people we abandon our heritage to. And he already done said that their vine is of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. Well, that's them Amorites. Those are the people that we abandon our heritage to when the king of Assyria placed them in Samaria, and we ran into Egypt during the Babylonian wars. When they kindred came, they same folks came to chase us up out the land. So it's like the dragon peoples chased us up out the promised land. All right. For the vine, for their vine is the vine of Sodom in the fields of Gomorrah, and their grapes are the grapes of gall. Their clusters are bitter. Their vine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of apes. Is not this laid up in store with me and sealed among my treasures? To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them shall make haste. For the Elohim shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock, in whom they trusted? Which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their offerings? Let them rise up and help you and be your protections. You know what I'm saying? See, now that I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. And neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. See, so that's what the Creator said. And then, but like I said, that, Prophet Moses and them knew that we would break the covenant, and that, our heritage would fall into the dragon's hands. All right. If you go to Deuteronomy 31, verse 16. And the Elohim said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, where they go to be among them. And I will forsake them and break my covenant which I have made with them. You know what I'm saying? So, that happened then. My anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will hide and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured. Many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, are not all these evils come upon us, because our Yah is not with us? And sure enough, our hands fell into the folks that create hybrids. You know what I'm saying? The people that create hybrids. And you know what I'm saying? That's like, throughout the Bible, we tell you, throughout the Tanakh, we tell you the characteristics of the dragons, and them folks, our characteristics, you know what I'm saying? We explain their characteristics. Okay, let me show you Hebrews something. It's off. All right, so we know Deuteronomy, tell you how, the dragons was going to get us too. In a sense, what Moses said that. Alright. And then we know that, Psalms, if you go to Psalms 44, it'll tell you, what I'm saying, about the dragons. In Isaiah 21, 27, 1, the Creator gonna slay the dragon. Let me see that. Isaiah 21. He gonna slay the dragon that's in the sea, and that ain't nothing but they commerce, and they own all the shipping industry, and the whole shipping thing has been in their hands. And those are the dragons. You know what I'm saying? The people from Babylon. In that day, the Elohim with his sword and great sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. You see what I'm saying? So that ain't nothing but them Amorite shipping system, and they been controlling ships, man. They got 60,000 tonnage ships that, man, you can't even imagine the loads that them folks carry. In the whole Western Hemisphere trade is set up around what they set up long ago. And to show you that America share the same, that America is Babylon too. If you go to the Library of Congress, the John Adams building, you know what I'm saying? The Library of Congress, John Adams building, the figure of Nabu is on the door. And that's a Babylonian god, the god of writing, and the god of writing and literacy and stuff. And oh man, it's awful. We got caught up real terrible dealing with them folks. All right. Let me see. Let me show you something else. Hebrews. The Shemites. It's like they use that word Shemites. And a Shemite, and a Shemite is a mixed person. You know what I'm saying? A hybrid, a mixed person. And Semitic comes from mix, mean half and half. And then that's what them people been trying to get us Hebrews to be mixed. You know what I'm saying? And to mix our heritage out. And that's been their whole plan, is to try to mix our heritage out and stuff. So we can't never come back into heritage again if they done turned you into a hybrid. And they encouraging the Hebrew community and peoples to mix, and you see that on the TV everywhere, and they trying to push that subliminally hard because they know that we was also destroyed in our last days, the exiles, when they come back from Babylon, how they put all them folks on them and mixed them out their heritage, and the Greeks come in and killed the rest of them that was left. I got, videos talking about that. Okay. But them folks is the dragon, and that's where the dragon come from. And this gonna be the dragon right here. If you go to Second Kings, chapter 17, verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cuddle and from Avah and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. You see what I'm saying? So those folks right there, them Babylonian scribes right there, was placed in our land. And we abandoned our heritage to them. This is in 722 BC, and we abandoned our heritage to them like 134 years later, and that'll be the book of Jeremiah. And if you go to Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 15, 16, 17, and 18, you'll see that was a state of mind. I got videos showing how the Egyptians tricked us out of our heritage, and how we went back into Africa to worship the Egyptian religion, and that's what destroyed us and caused our enslavement. And we abandoned our heritage to those Babylonian scribes, them folks that pushed that hybrid stuff. We abandoned our heritage to them. And that's how they got the power and stuff that they got today. But the dragon is the Amorites. And the Amorites are the people that was placed back in our land in 722 BC, because Babylon was founded by Amorites, and those people come from Sippar. Sippar is short for Sepharvaim, and those are the people that we abandon our heritage to. And they pushed that hybrid agenda. I had a lot of images of the hybrids, and it's like this right here. You know that serpent that it spoke of in the Bible. That's them. That's them. And that's where they come from. Don't you know? You'll run across some some videos and some history where them folks calling them reptilians and reptilians. Well, that's what them folks are. You know what I'm saying? This is, a hybrid that they had made. And that's when the Creator did the flood. He was destroying them folks. You see, he was destroying them folks, all them hybrids and stuff, a whole bunch of hybrids. A whole bunch of hybrids. And they made, being them hybrids, man, they made them hybrids. And then when the Creator, told Noah to his, boat and everybody get inside, the Creator was destroying them hybrids. And you know what I'm saying? He was destroying them folks from Sodom and Gomorrah, well, not Sodom and Gomorrah, but he destroyed the people from Sodom and Gomorrah. Those was hybrids too. But before then, Noah days, he got rid of them, and then he come back and got rid of them, tried to get rid of them again, and then they scattered everywhere. You see, they scattered everywhere. And then some of them went on to Babylon, because we come out of Egypt, and Egypt had a correspondence with Babylon. You see, it says hybrid, the offspring of two plants or animals of different species or variety, such as a mule, such and such. Well, that's what they trying to make everybody into. They trying to make everybody into some hybrids. That's what their whole goal is, to turn everybody into hybrids. The people from Babylon, those Sephardims, Achi Sinos Valley. That's a Herman with a dog head. They with all that. And that's what they've been trying to do. And that's their whole plan. That's their whole plan, is to have hybrids. Hybrids. When you start mixing with them folks, you're on your way. You're on your way to becoming like that. You might not become like that, but your seed is. Your seed gonna be mixed with an animal one day, because the Creator told us not to fool with them folks, and that them folks was wicked, and that we should have had got rid of them. Well, because we didn't get rid of them, it is why all this stuff is happening today, and why the world is going through what it's going through, because we didn't do our job. We didn't do our job. And them people from Babylon, and Babylon is the founders of the dragon. That dragon, that's what they the founder of, and that's what the Amorites are the founder of his gods. When they be talking about the Anunnakins and the Gilgamesh tablets and all that, well, them folks the founder of all that. They the founder of all that. They the founder of all that stuff. And this is what they trying to do. This is their ultimate goal, is to make everything into a hybrid. That's the dragon's job. That's what the dragon trying to do, turn everybody and everything into a hybrid. And they got all kind of schemes and plans that they've been having going on. That's probably a black lady that they done turned into a hybrid right there. Yeah, that's their whole job, is to turn us into hybrids. And them folks from Babylon. Them folks from Babylon, man, and they was placed in our land in 722 BC. And then look at all them hybrids. Look at all them hybrids. All them hybrids, them folks existed one time. You see what I'm saying? Them hybrids existed at one time, what they telling. But the Creator destroyed them. And then they coming back, and they had to get our heritage. They had to get our heritage, and which was to stop them. It was our heritage, and the law that Moses gave us would have stopped them from making that hybrid stuff and getting carried away with mixing stuff. And we would have stopped them. But we was tricked into Africa on the Egyptian religion, and man, that set all this in motion. You know, we're responsible for all this sin going on. So that's why it's important that we Hebrews wake up. You know, that's one of them Babylonian scribes. You know, those the people that control the media, and everything that you see on the media, the Babylonian scribes got control of it, and they promoting a hybrid agenda. That's why they making laws now saying that you can't discriminate and you can't be against this and you can't be against that, because sooner or later the hybrids gonna start coming in, and then they gonna have you already conditioned not to be against them. You see, it's like in the biblical days, it's gonna take the creator to come and destroy them, and that's their plan. You know, them Babylonian scribes. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. We abandon our heritage to the dragons of Babylon, the dragons in the Bible that the Tanakh speak about. Those are the people that we abandon our heritage to, and the dragons got our heritage. Okay, if you that's like they set that Egyptian system on, man, up on us. You know, they set that Egyptian system up on us, and this is what I want to show the Hebrews. All right, you see that right there? You know, the Egyptians and the Babylonians had a correspondence, and us Hebrews getting that covenant coming out and being right there in the midst, right there in the midst of of Babylon and Egypt, because they couldn't go well around there to try to get to each other, and that's how the Creator planted us right in the middle to destroy them. You see, Egypt got that old hybrid stuff going on too, and you see half animals and half humans in the Egyptian walls and hieroglyphs too. So Egypt and Babylon had that hybrid system going on. You know, they didn't believe in the Creator, and I can show that Egypt didn't, the Pharaoh system didn't believe in the Creator, and I show this in other videos. Well, Egypt got those half humans and half animals, the same as Babylon, and we sat right there in the middle of that mess, and us doing that covenant would have destroyed them from both ends. You know, us doing that covenant would have destroyed them from both ends, because both of those wicked nations needed each other. You know, they needed each other's wickedness, and us with that covenant, we would have stopped that hybrid stuff. And it's like how they taking the fruits and taking the seeds out and mixing this fruit with that stuff. Well, that's what they did back in the biblical days, and that's what the Creator destroyed. He destroyed them for that. He destroyed them during Noah's time, and then he come back and got them again in Sodom and Gomorrah, but they scattered. And then we were supposed to get rid of the rest of them, but then we got into the promised land and started kicking it with them. And that's what Judges is about. You know, we start kicking it with them, and we got our mouth tore out. That's like now they so cold, and it's like I have shown how they the gods of they god Nabu is responsible for the writing and the tablets and the scripts and the cuneiform and writings and setting up libraries and all that. How about them folks so cold that when they captured us and brung us to America and brainwashed us on the plantation and took all our senses out and then put what they want to in us, and now they control us. And then that's why you see all them black folks on TV and in the media that's doing wicked stuff, and the wicked folks' agenda is because they don't know their heritage, and that the dragons got them, and the dragons done took their soul. And this is how they take your soul, is when they set the Egyptian system up. You see, and they set the Egyptian system up on us. And it's like the obelisk, man, the Egyptians called the obelisk Tik Henus, which means to pierce, to conquer your soul. You see what I'm saying? And that one right there was set up at the beginning of our enslavement in Egypt. You know, that obelisk called the Cleopatra needle. It's three of them together. They got one in France, and they got one in Britain, and they got one in the United States in Central Park, and that obelisk was used when they enslaved us, and the Egyptians so-called took our soul, but the Creator rescued us, and that's when Moses brought us up out of there, because I guess they was getting ready to turn us into some hybrids and start that stuff. And then, that's the image of Necho. He gonna kill King Josiah after he done cleaned us up from the Egyptian religion, our last chance to get right and not to be enslaved. And he would kill her, kill King Josiah, and that would put us on the Egyptian religion, and then we would go into Egypt and be doomed. And that's what the whole book of Jeremiah is about. But we abandoned our heritage to the dragons, man, to the people that promote hybrids. The people that promote hybrids, we abandon our heritage to them. And that, and that's awful. And then that's all that's their whole agenda, is to get us to the level to where they can start producing hybrids. And that's what they did in the past, and the Creator destroyed them. Destroyed that mess. And there goes some. It's the same one. Them hybrids. Look at all them hybrids. All them hybrids. Look. Them hybrids. Hybrids, from Babylon. And that's what they want to get us to that level, because we abandon our heritage to the people that do that stuff, that's in control of that stuff. And you see that stuff going on right now today, how they done took all them animals. Man, I had an image with the animals that they done made into hybrids. Yeah, look at all these hybrids right here. Look at all them hybrids. All the hybrids, that's their goal. We ain't never thinking on that level. Us Hebrews turning no humans into no hybrids. That they got to show enough come from a dragon or some beast-like entity. And show enough, that's who we abandon our heritage to. Them Babylonian scribes are responsible for that dragon. They are that dragon. They are the dragon. And that dragon, it's them folks, the Nephilims and the Raphilims, them folks and them giants, them gonna be the hybrids that they made. How they take the steroids and you can get big and stuff off the steroids? Hybrids. That's their whole thing, is to make hybrids. Hybrids. And a hybrid ain't nothing but a slick word for Semitic, a Semite. That ain't nothing but a slick word for a Semite, half and half. And you see how they conditioning the people that if you even mention Semite or anything so-called anti-Semitic, that the whole world's supposed to come down on you. That's because the Babylonian scribes done tricked the whole world into believing that Semitic or Semite is a good thing and need the protection and stuff. Well, that's because them Semites are the door to the hybrids. They are the beginning of being hybridized, and that's what they trying to put down on us. That's their ultimate goal, is to turn the Hebrews into hybrids. Then they ain't got to never worry about you coming back trying to get your heritage. They ain't got to never worry about that. And then that's what they doing, when they producing the movies in Hollywood with the mixed people, how we so happy to be mixed with them, and how that's the thing going on. No, you on your way to becoming a hybrid. Your seed will be a hybrid. Your seed will be a hybrid. It is what's going to happen. Shalom. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. But those Babylonian scribes that we abandon our heritage to, the Babylonian scribes, both of them gonna be down with it. You see what I'm saying? Because Ashkenazi, as I shown, is the Scythians, and how the Scythians got them hybrids on gold and stuff that they fashioned, and how that they tied in with Babylon too through the Chaldeans. And we abandon our heritage to them Sephardims. Those are the Babylonian scribes, the people that's responsible for the whole Babylon history. For the whole Babylon history. Those people responsible for the whole Babylon history. And we abandon our heritage to them. And Those are the dragons. Those are the dragons. All right, shalom. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood.